Everyone, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Yes, amazing. Hi, so nice to see people's faces. If you haven't done a reformer class with me before, I'm Sarah. Welcome to your live reformer workout. Today's live reformer workout is Reformer Like It's 1999. This class was inspired by a workshop I took 2 weeks ago in Queensland in Australia. And I didn't get to take that workshop for a full class. So I wanted to run this as a live class. And I thought, why not open it up to everybody, because you don't need to have done the workshop in order to get the most out of this class. So what we are going to be doing today is looking at some of those classic reformer exercises that sometimes can be a little bit difficult to teach or get into your group reformer classes. We're going to look at some adaptations as to how we can get into those exercises with the best preparation. And I'll talk that through as we go as to which exercises are really going to help prepare us for those more challenging exercises to come. With that, it means that we are really going to be choosing our springs today based on what is best for the individual exercise rather than what is best suited for a nice flow. So it may mean for some of you that we are doing more spring changes than what you are used to, which is absolutely okay. I want to really encourage you to embrace that and challenge yourself with your springs as much as you can. I will give out what springs I would recommend or what I'm going to be on, and then you can just adapt that as to what you need for your body. Please take care of yourself first. You know your body way better than what I do. All you will need today is your short box, your reformer. They're your main two things. And then if you can, have a set of light hand weights, a small Pilates ball, and a magic circle. So if you don't have those, don't stress. You can absolutely do the whole class without. You will need your hand weights for your warm up. We're going to get started onto the reformer with foot bar up and one red spring on or one whole spring on. So let's come on for a nice warm up first. So we're going to jump onto the reformer and pop yourself onto kneeling. When you're ready, let's take our right foot up onto the foot bar, and we really want to get those right metatarsals up onto your foot bar there. And start with your carriage all the way in and your hips lifted right up so that we're not resting into that lunge. We're pulling up as much as you can, just fingertips onto the bar. To push the reformer bed out, press just from that left thigh or your back thigh. Notice how the front thigh isn't moving just yet. And then as we breathe out, let's just pull the reformer bed all the way in. Try and park your carriage, zip up through the hips, and ideally we're going to try and reach 2 arms up to the sky. Bring the fingertips back on. Push just from that left thigh or thigh that's back down on the bed. Keep the front thigh still. Pull the reformer bed all the way in. Lift the hips up. Reach the arms to the sky. All right, last one, and let's think of really digging that back heel into your shoulder pad or the arch of your foot into the shoulder pad, depending on where your foot sits. And keep that foot digging into the shoulder pad as you pull the carriage in and lift the arms up. All right, now we're going to do one more, but this time as we press out, we're going to start to straighten the front leg and try and drop your front heel down and under the bar as much as you can. Take a big breath in when you get there. Now to pull the carriage back in, keep dropping your front heel down under the foot bar, and we're physically going to pull yourself into the foot bar. So I'm grabbing a hold with the hands, dropping the right heel down and lifting the chest up to the sky, and hopefully you start to feel that stretch through the Achilles. Take a big breath in here. And then breathing out, pull yourself back up. Let's take that to the other side. So we go left foot, toes on, metatarsals wrapped around. And now we just push back with that thigh that's on the bed. And then breathe out, pull the hips all the way up and lift the arms up to the sky. And if that's too challenging on the balance, just do one arm goes up. Big breath in here. Breathe out, pull the carriage in. Lift the pelvis upright so we get a bit more of a quad stretch here. Hands lightly back onto the bar. Last one like this. Let's think about that back heel. Really push that heel or arch into your shoulder pad. And now keep it pushing into the shoulder pad as you pull in. And lift the arms up. All right, now hands come on and we'll push out into our deeper lunge now. Heel drops down under the foot bar as much as you can. Now to pull the carriage in, physically pull in with the upper body. Drop the heel to the ground and under your foot bar. Keep dropping that left heel down, chest up to the sky and pull yourself into the foot bar. Big breath in and breathe out a little all the way back. All right, let's stay on that red spring and spin around. Now grab one of your hand weights. We're going to come into a weighted thread the needle. Back knee is up against the shoulder pad. Fingertips, hopefully you can see, are wrapped around the edge of the reformer bed. And then the foot comes onto the foot plate. Now if you have got long legs, your carriage might be out slightly to start and that's totally fine. So from here, we take that weighted arm directly out to the side. We're going to hold this position here as we breathe in. And then we breathe out and lift up into the rotation from here. Bring it back through that start position so we get the low. And then swivel through into your thread the needle onto the headrest. Take the arm back out to the side and get a hold. Lift up to the sky. Bring the arm back out to the side, hold, and twist through. 3 more here. Big breath out as we rotate through. As the arm goes back out to the side, push your reformer carriage away with this left hand so that we spiral up to the sky. All right, last one here. Hopefully you're starting to feel that load come through that right shoulder through the back and the rotators. Twist, twist, twist. Bring your weight back onto the carriage. Fingertips lightly on your frame in your bed and just push out into an inner thigh stretch. Hips go back behind you. Take a big breath in. Breathe out, push a little deeper. And then bring the carriage all the way home. All right, let's do the other side. So I'm going to spin around. Sorry, I've got my butt cheek now. All right, place that foot onto the foot plate. Carriage might be slightly out. And take the arm to the side and just get a hold. And now lift up to the sky. And then rotate through. So we've got 5 of these. Then into the adductor stretch, getting that mini pause in between each one. So this is really going to assist us when we get to more challenging exercises later on that involve that twisting motion through the body so that we're not using the head or the momentum of the carriage to take us into the twist. We're really using that connection from the opposite shoulder to the opposite hip. Last one, big breath. Reach out through that arm. Spiral it through. Come back up, place your weight down, light on your fingertips. Push out into your inner thigh stretch. Big breath in. Breathe out, let's go deeper and sit the hips back more. Pull the carriage all the way back in. All right, from here we are going to take the spring right down to a yellow. Don't leave your hand weights for a little while now. If you don't have a yellow, just use a blue. From there, we spin around and we're going to come into some light spring reverse cat stretches. So knees against shoulder rests and hands just out past the shoulders. We are going to breathe out, round the back and drive your carriage into the hands by rounding your spine. Inhale and lengthen back out. All right, now we've got really purposely light on the spring here so that you can focus on getting the most amount of rounding in your lumbar spine. and really initiating the movement from your tailbone, drawing under to pull the knees into your hands and to pull the carriage in. 4 more here. Just keep checking in that the shoulders are staying over the hands and that they're not sinking back towards the knees. Last 2, drive the movement from that tail dragging under. Breathe in, find the length. Breathe out, drag under. Return the carriage all the way back. Now walk the hands out and stretch out through the shoulder girdle. Chest goes low through the reformer bed. Take a big breath cycle here. Make a little sway with the body from side to side. Opening the chest. And then walk the hands all the way in. And just change your spring now to a whole spring. So a red spring on. Let's take off that yellow. We're going to come back around and load that in a neutral now. So hands out relatively in the same position. This time we pull the carriage out from the upper body. And then inhale, return. We add a little bit more pace now as we pull. And inhale, return. Squeezing all the air out of the body as we pull. We've got 2 more to go and we're going to hold that last one. Make sure the shoulders are over the hands, but not too far forward. That's where it gets easier. Now let's pump the knees in here for 10. Make that action in the hips feel as smooth as possible. 3 and 2. Last one. Stretch it all the way back. Tuck your toes under and just stretch up into a pike. Letting the heels stretch down for a big breath in. Breathe out, let all the tension go. Slowly lower the knees down. We're going to take the spring to either a red and a yellow or a red and a blue for a little pelvic curl series. Now, if this is too light for your hamstrings, once we get in, please feel free to take your spring up. All right, heels are on the bar today in a little V. And when you are ready, squeeze those heels together and let's roll the hips up joint by joint. Really pull your carriage into your foot bar. Keep pulling your carriage into your foot bar. Rolling down, find your tail. And I'd almost say to yourself, you'd rather be challenged by the spring and allowing the spring to sort of be a little bit buoyant and you having to work to get that carriage in, rather than it be so supportive that you're not feeling that challenge. All right, we've got 3 more here. Think of that driving under of your tail, lifting the hips to pull the carriage in. Roll it down. Last 2, and then we're going to add on. Press the heels together and push those heels into the foot bar to go up. You should really be feeling the back of the legs working on that light spring now. From here, we are going to curl up and stay up at the top. Push the reformer bed out about 2/3 of the way. Hold it there and roll down ribs. Lower spine, pelvis, pull the carriage in, just get there. Roll it up and drag your carriage to your foot bar. Push your carriage out and press back into the shoulders. Roll down, joint by joint through the spine, find your tail, and pull in. 1 more. We are going to be coming back to referencing this exercise when we get to our advanced short spine. So just want you to take a little mental picture of this one. Particularly when we reverse it now. So you push the carriage out with butt down, then lift the hips. Pull the carriage in, roll it down, and keep dragging your carriage in. And let's press out. Roll it up. Drag your carriage in and tuck your tailbone under. Roll it down. Keep pulling hips to heels. And then push your hips away from your heels. This is our last one here. Roll it up. And then we're going to head into our footwork. And we've got a spring change coming up after this. When we get to the bottom of this one, let's extend the legs out straight, reach the arm to the sky and roll it up. Ideally putting all your springs on for your footwork if you can. Otherwise, go with what you need. All right, from there, reaching the arms back out in front and roll it back down joint by joint. We're going to have the toes onto the bar in a little V. So we keep working that V position. When you're ready, inhale, push the carriage out. Exhale, pull the carriage home. And push. So today, we're going to keep that footwork nice and simple. We're just going to do our classic footwork positions to start. And then we've got a couple of add-ons. We think of that last exercise, how we were working on pushing the hips away from the heels and then pulling the hips to the heels. Try and take that same concept into your footwork here. And that way the heels don't have to bounce up and down. They stay relatively stable. All right, we've got 3 more to go here. And then we're going to try and pick up both legs the same time and change onto the arches of your feet with knees and feet together after this last one. Both legs lift up onto the arches and wrap your feet around. Inhale, we push. Exhale, pull in. All right, now if we think back to that heel drop that we were working on in that lunge at the start, let's try and get this in this wrap position. So really drive your heels under the foot bar to pull the carriage in. You might find that really changes the motion of the carriage as you come back. All right, we've got 5 more to go in this position. We're encouraging that breath in to push if we can today, and then breathe out to pull the carriage back in. Last 2. And then we're going to pick up the feet at the same time and land on the heels parallel. So hip width apart, and let's press. Try and relax through your toes for this one. I know it can be hard. And let's revisit that feeling of pushing the hips away from the heels to go out. And then pulling the hips to the heels to drive the carriage in. We've got 5 more here. Press into the center of your heel plate to drag your carriage back in. Last 2. And then we're going to pick up both legs at the same time. Come down onto the toes parallel. And we press out. This is our last set here. Revisit that feeling again. The ankles staying fairly stable. And that way we have to get that deep fold in the hips as we pull the carriage back in. All right, we're almost there. We've got 5 more to go. And on the last one, we're going to stay out there. Last 2. Push out and stay. All right, from here, let's swing the heels together. Wrap the toes around the bar. We do our calf raises in our little V. Heels go under. Breathe out, rise up. Otherwise known as your tendon stretch. Really think of pushing the heels under. So drive them under the foot bar and then zip from your center and pull the heels up. Drive the heels under. Breathe out, sit from your center. Feel that gentle wrap around the back of the thighs, right around into your inner thighs. Last 5. Keep working on connecting to your breath out to pull the heels up. Last 2. Wrap all 10 toes around the bar. Last 1. And then pull the carriage all the way in. We are heading into single leg. If you need to lighten your springs, sit up and take off the spring now. Otherwise, I encourage you to stay on a heavy, strong spring for your single leg. We have got your left leg straight out over the foot bar, right heel onto the foot bar. We are going to breathe out, tuck your tailbone under, curl up, and pull this left leg towards you. Roll it down joint by joint through the spine and extend the leg. Breathe out, pull, maybe a little flex on the foot so you push through the heel, and lower. Exhale, drag the tail under as this leg comes over towards your head. Roll it down joint by joint through the spine. All right, we've got 2 more to go, and then we are going to leg presses on the right leg. This one is another little reference for our short spine, what's happening with this left thigh. And that will make more sense once we get into it. All right, now at the bottom of this one, let's bend this left leg into tabletop, and we go for 10 presses on the heel. We are keeping it really simple because we're on a strong spring. We are focusing on strength through this single leg work, rather than adding in skill integration. And choose which breath you need. I'm still going with that inhale to get that length to push. All right, we're up to about our last 2. And pull it all the way in. All right, left heel goes on. Reach your right leg out. Start by that tailbone tucking under to roll the hips up. Leg comes towards you. Roll the hips down and reach your leg away. Roll the hips up. And roll it down. So in your mind's eye, just think that this right leg only moves towards you because you start from the pelvis. And that will really help us once we get to the short spine. All right, 2 more to go. Let's dig into that left heel. Lift the hips. And reach. Last one. When you get to the bottom, bring that right leg into your tabletop, pushing all the way out, and in. Feeling that left side of your pelvis stay heavy into the mat. Really asking that left hip to get that deep fold in your hip socket as you come in. We've got 5 more to go. And 4. Dragging the hip to the heel, and then pushing away. 2, last 1. Nice work. All right, this is our last footwork one. Come onto the toes of your first leg, and then from there, slide the other leg if you can under the foot bar. We push out with the heel lifted up. When you get there, do 1 calf raise, and come back in. Now this one, see how you feel on the spring you're on. Because it's got the calf raise, you may find that you need to go a fraction lighter. Keep that leg that's under the foot bar really lengthening. And it's engaged. So it's not just hanging out in space. All right, you're doing really well. We're aiming for 5 more of these if you can. If you are fatigued before 5, that's okay. Just come in and give this leg a bit of a shake out. Take a breather before you do the other side. Last 3. Feel free to have a look up, watch where your heel's going as it goes under and up. 2, Last one. And pull it in, great work. All right, other side, left foot toes on, right leg goes under. Push out with your high heel on, lower the heel under, rise, come in, and push up. Under, up, and all right, so we're really loading these exercises down here in the supine to build strength for you for the more challenging upright exercises that are to come. So if you get to the end of this workout today and you feel like it's too much to load here, and then also do the extra challenging moves that we do, then you might put those in two separate workouts for yourself going forward. Build up the strength and then combine them together. So to see how you feel. We've got 4 more to go. Let's wrap all 5 toes around that foot bar. Press the pad of the foot into the foot bar as you pull home. Oh, this is my weak leg. Much harder. Last one. Bring it all the way in. Give that leg a shake out, nice way. All right, now we're staying on the heavy spring for a little preparation here for a rollover or a short spine. We're going to grab your straps. Don't worry, we don't have to move the straps on this heavy spring. Reaching the arms to the sky, all we need the arms to do is stay there. So we're using the load of the spring for stability and strength. Bring the legs up to tabletop. We go a mini roll over here, so we are going to tuck the tail, push into your strap so the carriage shouldn't move because it's so heavy, and then roll it back down. So I find this is a great one to help your clients either find more strength in their short spine and not flop, or help them eventually get into the rollover because there's so much feedback from the straps. Roll it down, pin the shoulders back to the mat, reach up with your fingertips, mindful of the knees dropping in first, get that tuck with the tail to go up. And this I've actually taken from a preparation exercise of a Cadillac. So it's a really nice variation. If you'd like to progress, when we get to the top of this one, cross your feet over and hook your feet hard. Lift your hips up to the sky like you were doing a mini jackknife. Lift your knees up, roll down like you were doing a mini jackknife. Breathe at the bottom, change the crossing your feet. Let's do one more. Exhale, roll it up. Hopefully you can see my arms shaking away too. And lift the knees, lift the hips, squeeze into the back of the legs and lock your feet. Exhale, roll it down, joint by joint. And take a breath. All right, let's take up those straps for a moment. We're going to sit up and change our spring to just one red spring. Quite light for an abdominal series, but it's just going to help us access some oblique work here. So light back down again, grab a hold of your straps. And when you're ready, find your tension on the straps. The abs should be nice and warm already. Let's breathe out and lift up into a hundreds progression and lower it back down. So this should feel super light. We're just going to use this to warm up this range for the body. We've got 4 more to go here. Stretch the spine up off the mat to lift. Last 2. And last one. Lower it down. Now from here, take the left arm out to the side, right arm is up to the sky. We are going to lift the chest and wrap both arms around your left thigh. The right leg is out to straighten. Lower it back down into that same start position. And this is what I mean about the oblique work. Wrap around the left thigh. Inhale back out. Exhale and wrap. Inhale and back. 2 more to go. And then we're going to hold. All right, this next one we stay out there.
Just loosen your wrap of the hands a tiny bit and extend the left leg straight on top of your right. Pull it in. And 4. If you know the butterfly leap, you might know where I'm going with this. And 2. Last one, we've got to hold it. All right, now from here, everything opens out to a star position, including the body goes to the middle. Exhale, twist back to where we were. Left leg on top, right hand on top. Go again. We've got 5, and twist. Torso in the middle, and twist. Little sneaky way of building up. It's that butterfly bleed. Last one. Pull it all the way back in, bend knees, back to oppositional arms. Now we're going to do all that on the other side. Right arm to the side, left arm to the sky. Wrap around the right thigh. Extend the left leg. Right, now you know what's coming. We've got 5 of each. Next one, we stay up. Loosen the arm grip a little. Push the right leg out and in on top of that left thigh. 3, and 2, and 1. Now open out to a star. Cross back into that same position. 5. Twist the body. 4. To the middle, and then twist. 3. You're doing really well. And 2. And 1. And lower it all the way back in. Back through those cheerleader arms. Up to the sky. Nice work. All right, our last little ab one here. Take the arms around to a letter T. Roll your chest up as high as you can. Maybe pushing all the way up into your teaser. I know that's cruel after all that, but we've only got 3. Roll it back down. It does not matter if you don't make it up into a teaser. Okay, so just practice stretching the spine and getting low into the straps. Roll it down. All right, everyone, wherever you're at, you can do it. Last one. Push into those straps. Roll it back down. Now here's a little sneaky transition. Both hands into your left hand or right, whichever you're most dominant in. Probably go your bigger loops to help. And then we're going to lift up through a teaser to change your spring. If you can, add on a blue or a red spring for a short spine. Needs to be supportive for this one. Roll it back down and tuck both legs into your straps. Bend the legs into your little frog position. All right, take a breath. When you're ready, we're going to push the legs out for an advanced short spine. We lift the hips up from this position. So tuck the tail, lift the hips and go over. Hopefully with all the prep work we've done, that shouldn't feel like such a big transition to go from lifting the hips out there. Think back to the pelvic curl and the little V here. Do that pelvic curl. So tuck the tail, pull the legs up and over and drive your courage home. Bend the knees, roll it down. Pull the heels to the buttocks, push out and lift the hips. If you feel like you're not able to access that lift of the hips out there, you may need a bit of extra support from the spring. So a 2 red can be really nice for this. And push and lift. All right, we've got 2 more to go. Just challenge the flow now of this one. Reach and up. There's no start to the movement. Last one. When we get to the bottom of this one, we're going to keep the legs out at the 45. Push all the way out into our low opening here. So really use the breath to help you access that full range. So I know that at the moment a lot of people commonly teach the feet and straps at the very end of the workout, which I also love to do. But I find that adding in a nice loaded inner thigh exercise at this point in the class really helps people Connect back to that midline of the body. Just gives them a little bit of grounding and centering. All right, we've got 3 more to go here. Accessing that full range. Last 2. And last one. We're going to bend the legs all the way in. Take both feet out of the straps at the same time if you can. So you tuck the tail. All right, let's hang up your straps and come up to sitting however you like. We're going to spin around for rowing 1 and 2. I would take it to just 1 whole spring. So spin around legs through. If you need support to sit up, just grab a mat, grab something to sit on to make yourself comfortable. Grab a hold of your glutes. We're going to add in a little bit more loading in the strong part of this exercise today. When you're ready, bend the elbows and pull the hands into the chest. Roll the spine back, pulling the hands with you. Tucking the tailbone under. We extend the arms out, and today we're going to go palms up to the sky. From here, we've got 8 little presses with the arms. All right, so I want you to imagine this movement really starts from your shoulders, pulling back to push those straps. 3 more to go, and then we're going to turn the palms down flat. 2, and 1. All right, hold the tension, turn your palms. Now can you start with that same push of the arms to go back all the way around to your head goes to your knees, your fingertips come together at your tail. Circle the arms around, grab a hold of your feet. Enjoy the big stretch down here. Bring it all the way up. Let's do that one more time through. Bend the elbows, make a fist. Roll it down. All right, you choose whether you go palms up or palms down. I like the palms up just to get that nice external rotation and opening through the shoulders, but both are great. The palms down makes it a bit easier to transition into the next bit. 2 more to go. Turn the palms if you need to. Now push from those shoulders and arms to keep going all the way back, circle around, touch the fingertips. Stretch the shoulders around to the toes. Stretch the body down. Lift the spine up. Now we're into rowing number 2. We go bicep curl. Roll it back, and we stay here for 8 bicep curls. So I find this is a nice way to introduce these movements into your group reformer. So it's not so much focused on the choreography. We're still really focusing on just getting a little bit of load in the key parts of this exercise. Now from here, hold the bicep curl and try and lift your arms up by your ears, lift your spine, stretch over. Again, grab a hold of the toes, enjoy. Stack up tall, and you guessed it, we've got 1 more. Find your bicep curl, roll it back, and 8 curls. And then that way, once the people you teach have the movement in their body, then you can work on flowing through the traditional movement. Last 2. All right, hold, lift those arms up by your ears, stretch to the sky, reach over. Good, extra enjoy for this last one. Big breath in and a big breath out. All right, hanging up your straps. We are going to grab your box next. Pop that on long waist. This is when we are going to need your Pilates ball. You'll need your circle handy, but you don't need it quite yet. And you'll need your hand weights handy as well. All right, so you can pop your hand weights onto your headrest. Just leave your circle close by. Now for this exercise, we need your foot bar down as well. I'm going to face towards my straps today just because of where my reformer's position, but if I was teaching this class, I'd most likely go the other way, just to prepare clients for a breaststroke, given that it is the other way. We are going to use the chi ball underneath the base of your breastbone. If you are really tight in your diaphragm and your abdominals, you may want to deflate your ball a bit because this is going to be a big release for your diaphragm, your abs, the lower back, mid back, and so on. So you've got to get yourself in a position where you feel somewhat comfortable, all right? Hang yourself over and bend the legs, and the hands are resting onto the box. So the ball should be at the very base of your breastbone under your bottom ribs. Squeezing those heels in. All we're going to do from here is inhale, lift the chest, and you should actually find the ball really supports the extension. Straighten the legs. Breathe out, melt over the ball, and try and relax. Now, I know that this might feel a little uncomfortable for some of you in the diaphragm. If this is new to you and it's too uncomfortable, then just take the ball out and do it without. And I would recommend that you just practice prone breathing over the ball for a few weeks and then introduce it back into these types of movements. All right, we've got one more. And then we're going to add in the breaststroke. All right, so from here, let's start with the legs out straight. We're going to breathe in and just lift the arms and lift the chest. Hands are just floating beside the shoulders. We are going to dive over our ball and down through the web. So just watch, I've got that rounding of the back. Lift up, arms to the hips, chest up. Bend the elbows, rest the hands back on the box around the chest. Inhale, lift arms, lift chest. Exhale, dive over your ball, down to the well. Lift up, the ball should spring you up into the breaststroke. Lower it back down. All right, now if you again, you try that with hand weights. We lift, we dive. We circle, lower back to the box. We've got 3 more. Lift, really enjoy the rounding of the back here. Use the ball to spring you up. And the ball really gives you similar feeling to what a high barrel would in the studio or a baby arc. Last one. Dive down deep, round the back. Big circle. Bend the elbows and rest. Whew. All right, put your hand weights down. If you need to breathe off your ball, just take it and then come back in when you're ready. We're going to bend the knees, and again, you can do this one without the ball, but it will assist you in the top range. We're going to grab a hold of the ankles, relax right down over your ball. When you're ready, we're going to come into our rocking. So engage the back of the thighs, lift the chest up, and here's where the ball really comes into play. It'll give you that great spring up with the chest, and then breathe out, melt back over. All right, everyone, let's practice 5 of these. Engage the thighs to lift up. Big breath into the chest. Breathe out. Melt over your ball. Let the shoulders roll right in. Inhale. Shine your chest forward. Last 2 in your own time. Last one. Nice work. All right. Bringing yourself up from there. We're going to take out that ball. We are done with your Pilates ball for now. All right. Hand weights can go off to the side. Flip your box short ways. All right. Once you've got your box short ways, grab your circle. If you want to give yourself an extra spring, just to park your carriage. All right. Sitting onto your box. Feet go under the strap. You can get into a position where your legs are straight to start, then that would be somewhat preferable for this version, but don't stress if the knees are bent. We're going to grab your circle, and again, it's right underneath the base of that breastbone, holding on with the hands, just so you can see there, we've got that drawdown of the shoulders. Let's squeeze your circle as hard as you can here. And now just back off that by about 60%. So you're only left with about 40% tension. From there, start your G drawing under with your tail. Keep that little 40% tension on your circle. As we breathe in, go light on the circle. Fill the lungs with air. Breathe out back to the 40% and roll forward. Inhale, stack up tall and go light. Exhale, hug in 40% and drag the tail under. Inhale, fill the lungs. Light on the circle. Exhale, hug. Keep rounding the back and try and go over your circle. Inhale, up tall. One more exhale. Let's see if we can stay back in this rounded back position here. Breathe for 5 deep breaths. Each exhale, little hug on the circle and deepen through your center. Inhale, go light. The most common place we usually drop is sort of right where the circle is, so be mindful of that drop there. Use that to sort of lift your spine up and over. Last one. Roll it back forward and let's take out your right foot and place the circle around the arch of the foot. Extend the leg to the sky as you breathe in, wherever it gets to. It doesn't matter if the leg's down here, doesn't matter if the knee is bent. All right, just a few stretches here, but really lift up through your spine. And then we're just going to use the circle to walk you back into your climber tree. So pull the leg towards you. If you've got flexibility there and you want to walk the hands up higher, and then really draw the leg towards you. Breathe out, deepen the abdominals. Pulling up, try not to use the biceps as such, but it is an assist tool here. Stretch over. One more. Roll it back. Breathe in, open shoulders. Exhale, light on your circle as you pull up. And stretch over. So correct, other side. Use this as your breather for what's to come next. Stretch and bend. Just work with your mobility wherever that is today. Let's take a big breath in. Exhale, roll it back. Inhale, open the chest and shoulders. Exhale, roll it forward. Reach over. Square the hips here. Just keep that left hip drawing down towards your foot bar as we roll back. Stretch over. Reach, reach, reach. And lift up tall. Nice work. All right, let's take away that circle and take your box off. We're going to bring that foot bar back up. Right, chat line in the foot bar. All right, once you've got your foot bar up, let's take your spring to about a red and a blue or a red and a yellow. On this side, we're going to do a standing scooter in a round back today. Right hand onto the foot bar and right foot up against the shoulder rest. Here's where, again, that position at the start of the class and the lunge really comes into place. Get this right heel or arch, depending on where you are on the shoulder pad, right back up against that foot, shoulder rest, I should say. And then from there, round your back today for your scooter. Stay in the round back and push the carriage back. Pull the carriage in. And push. And pull. We're going to work for power on a push. And then pull in. Power to go out. And pull. So you want to feel and see that you are in control of those springs on the way, not the springs in control of you. All right, we've got 4 more here, and this is to really prep us in for knee stretching around back. Keep that tuck in the tail. Last one, everyone. And then a quick change to the other side. Take yourself over. Get your setup clear. Find your round in the spine and push out. Pull your carriage in. And push. And pull. Sometimes I need to keep that hand on my pelvis just to check I'm staying in that ground and I don't flip back out with the tail. Same breath pattern as our leg and foot work to assist the pull in and the carriage. Breath out to pull in, inhale to push. Last 3. And 2. Last 1. Bring it all the way in, nice way. All right, so from there, we're going to take the springs to roughly about 2 red or a red and a blue. Come to kneeling. Feet up against the shoulder pads. Push the torso out until you're horizontal with the floor. All right, this one we're going to keep a right angle at the hips. We bend from the elbows. Exhale, push out. Inhale, bend. Exhale. So just giving that lower body a bit of a breather before we go into that knee stretch series. This one aiming for a tricep push-up, so we're getting those elbows to come right into the body. And we're actually using this as a little prep before our down stretch. All right, we've got 2 more here. Next one, push out and hold. Push your knees back and engage your glutes here. Lift your chest up to the sky into your down stretch. Push all the way back out. Tuck the knees in. Tricep push up. All right, and we're going to flow through 6 of those. Open the hips, lift the chest. Push all the way out. Tuck the knees back to the start. Into the tricep. Lift the chest. Do you find this version of just moving in and out of the down stretch helps people stay out of sinking into the wrists and the lower back? Last 2. Lift right off that foot bar. Last one. This one, push all the way out. Stay, round your back, and pull your carriage all the way in around spine. All right, find that length out through your spine. Imagine that we had the magic circle here again against your breastbone. Find that feeling of pulling up and in. We start our knee stretch here for 6 in the curve back. Let's dig into those heels. We've done all the prep work now. Think of that scooter in the round back. Keep the carriage moving, but start to lengthen the spine. Opening out the chest slightly, 6 more here. This can get a little bigger. 3, and then we're going to return to the round back. Keep your carriage moving, round your spine. 1 more, and hold, right. We are in the round back. We scoop the knees up and off the carriage, still rounded. Push and pull. Now remember, you're in control of those springs. Drive your carriage in home. You can do it. We're going to hold the legs out here on the next one. If you can, single leg. Left knee into chest, right leg is straight back. We change for 5. 4. This is why we loaded your single leg work at the start. 2. And 1. Hold. Other side. And go. Right, get that little tuck of tail. Feet against the shoulder pads. Lift the chest. Oh, nice work. Go flat feet. Breathe here in your elephant. Inhale a little push. Exhale, pull in. Calm the breath through your elephant. Maybe flexing all 10 toes up off the bed. Still driving the carriage in from your center nice and slow. Last 2. Take your right hand and stretch it through to your left ankle. And breathe. Back on. Go through your right ankle. And breathe. All right, we've got 2 more exercises to go. And then we are done. All right, so we're going to change the spring now for a tendon stretch. So you can stay on the 2 red if you want that support, or go to a red and a blue. So we're going to spin around. Finding our tendon stretch position, wrapping all 10 toes around the edge of your bed. Hands on. We're just going to breathe in this position to start. So we're not going to move the carriage just yet. Tuck the head in. Think back to our calf raises when we were lying on our back and how far you've got the heels to drop under the bar. All right, now we want those heels to go right down there. Now imagine that you had that magic circle right in around that growth point so that you can pull up. Okay, we've got to just keep both of those things, not too hard. And then push the carriage down as you breathe in. Exhale, heels down. Pull the carriage back. Inhale, push. Exhale. Heels down. Pull the carriage through. Four more. Really feel it's from that breath out that you pull the carriage in. Inhale, drive the carriage up by dropping the heels down. Keep the heels dropping as you pull in. Last 2. And last one. Get right up and over. And then tucking the legs in. Lower it all the way down to the knees. Sit back, take a rest position for the wrists. Just take a few final breaths here. And then we're going to take the spring to what you would need for a star prep or a star, which is our side plank with the hand on the foot bar. So a whole spring will be challenging to pull the carriage in and obviously not too supportive. So if you need to add on a yellow spring so that you've got a red and a yellow for a bit more support, absolutely go for it. We are going to come into that side plank position. I'll face you first, right hand on the foot bar, left foot forward, right leg back. All right, so from this position here, let's inhale, push the carriage out, arm goes over. Exhale, pull the carriage in just like a duck. Inhale, we go out. And exhale. Really lifting up and off that wrist. Now the next one, if we can, we go out as far as you can. Breathe out, twist through to the back foot. Inhale, open it back around. And exhale, twist through to the back foot. Inhale, open it around. Last one. We're going to try and transition through a plank position. So we circle that arm all the way around onto the foot bar. Find your feet here. Light off the hands. Then place the left hand in once you're centered. Swivel yourself around. Push the carriage out. Arm goes over. In like a dart for the first 3. Inhale. And exhale. All right, here's where we're really connecting everything from our feet through our hips, through the shoulders, out through the head. 3, with a twist if you can. Breathe out, twist to the back foot. Inhale, open back around. Exhale, and twist. Inhale. Open it around. Last one. Coming back into that plank position front. Find your position here. From this position here, we just do our long stretch. Bring your body weight forward. Maybe a push-up. Just a little sneaky one there. And press back. It would be a classic. Every mix of exercises, if we didn't add in the push-up. And reach. You do so well. This is our last exercise. Let's see if we can get through 6 of these, everyone. That was 4. Remember, you've got the option to lower the knees down. Do the push-up that best suits you right now. Last one. Lower your knees all the way down. Stretch the body back. Let the head go down. And just breathe. Bring your reformer bed all the way in. Let's step off to the side of your reformer. Just take a roll down through the body. Just let all of that compute into the mind, into the body. Big breath in as you roll all the way down. Hopefully you feel a bit more aware of the connection of your feet to your body as well after that class. Do whatever you need to do down here. When you are ready, drive your tailbone to your heels. Roll the spine up tall. Roll your shoulders back and give yourself a massive clap, everyone. Great work. That was a tough class. You did really awesome. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone who was able to make the live. I know lots of you doing this on recording. If anyone does have any questions now that's on the live and you want to flick your mic on, absolutely go for it. If you would like the class plan of this, I can absolutely send it through in the EDM once I've got this class uploaded, and then you'll have this class to do for the next 7 days. So thank you so much for doing that with me. And also just to let you all know, I do have a Reformer teacher membership that is coming up soon, where it's going to be classes like this every month and workshops. So stay tuned for that. It's in the works. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Sarah.